Alright, so Barton Fink, obviously, Coen Brothers film. I love the Coen Brothers. I think they're just up there with Tarantino. They showcase so much talent. Sad to say, this is somewhat of a disappointment. I just don't know. It was just what was going on in this movie? It was just bizarre things happening. I mean, it starts off great. It starts off really good. You think, oh, it's going to go somewhere. It's going to be like a Ruby Sparks film, the whole thing of he's socially awkward and trying to get his script out, and all that sounds really interesting. And then plot twists sort of occur, and then it just goes nowhere. And I really don't like that much that it goes nowhere. And Ruby Sparks went somewhere. There was a romance and there was a whole thing. Here, there's not really a romance because then, spoiler alert, that person gets killed. And then, I mean, I hate to sort of sound like someone who's comparing it to Ruby Sparks, but Ruby Sparks works for all the reasons this doesn't work. And, like, you know, imagery and stuff's great, and but what's the point, honestly, of putting imagery at the end of the movie and then leaving the viewer completely unsatisfied? I mean, that just really ticked me off. And the whole thing of, oh, what's in the box? You don't even show us what's in the box. I mean, what kind of ending is that? And if he's just on the beach talking to some girl and says, "Are you an actress?" What's that? That's not an ending. I mean, I was just saying to someone just now that with the Big Lebowski, obviously there are plot twists, and it's a really good ride of a movie, and you don't get to see the bowling match that Jesus, you don't mess with the Jesus, but you don't think about that. You just think it's a really good movie. It had a good story. It was a good movie, and you don't get to see that, but it doesn't matter. Here, it matters that it goes nowhere. And at least the Big Lebowski went somewhere, and I say even more somewhere than this damn film. I mean, it just you've got great performances in it, but then for some reason John Gibbon becomes a serial killer, which is like what? And I just found it all a bit like there's this interesting thing going on with this person who's like real and blah de blah, but then is this really true? Everything that's happening on screen, and I just felt like it wasn't, and then that just made me feel like it takes me out of it, and I was like, yeah, you're just making all this up now, and I really just don't like to sort of think, oh well, they're just taking me out of the movie, but they did, and I really like the Coens. I mean, I'm not lying when I say that. Yeah, I wasn't that bothered by Serious Man, but that apart from that and this is the only things that I haven't really enjoyed. I really like True Grit, really like The Big Lebowski. I think it's their best film ever. Really like Fargo. I like everything they have made apart from Serious Man and this. It just failed, and it really just it didn't have everything Fargo, Big Lebowski, or True Grit, or Miller's Crossing, or Raising Arizona had. It didn't have any of that. Or even No Country for Old Men. Subtlety and making stuff, beautiful. No, 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 no. None of that here. And it's a real shame because I really wanted to see this movie and then end up watching it and just find it just a bit, yeah. Like, it starts off interesting, like I say, but then for some reason it becomes really odd. And their style is odd, but it's odder than odd. It becomes something that let's just throw that in. Oh, run out of ideas. Oh, and I hate to say like, oh, Coen Bros movie they've run out of ideas, but it just seems so blatant here. They've run out of ideas, and it just, duh. And it's kind of odd just that happened. And also, which I really don't understand, and spoiler alert again, but it's gonna happen because there's so many things are wrong with this movie, and there are things good about it, but there are things wrong. Why is it they think he's an accomplice? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, we're some, it's supposed to say this great thing of the 1940s of police, and all that they're supposed to be absolute assholes. Not just the studio producer, also the LA Police Department. in 1940s of, oh, let's just arrest you because you apparently are close to him, that you live right next to him, and just the assumption of that. And it's just like, oh, for the love of God. And they think that he had sex with him? And this is just ridiculous. Who wrote this garbage? And it's not garbage, but it's just like, it just turns it into something else of what? And I say garbage, I'm just disappointed. It's just annoying. And it's that thing of, they make great films, and I feel a bit, what is this? Because I really, really like them, and I don't mean just to say that like faint praise. I really do. I mean, I think Big Lebowski is one of the best ones ever made, and this just isn't.